Okay, maybe we should chat and talk about the significance of Christmas and you know and why the day today is so special. I think that is something we need to talk a little bit for our live video on TikTok that I have set up a little nice podcast room in here. What do you think? Come and join. Yeah. Huh? Okay. So okay. So when you are done, just come. Yeah, come inside and then. Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Okay, I'm writing this down. Pretty people.
Yeah. This is going lighter, so maybe I would like to, have a little bit of chat on the significance of Christmas and what is, how people observe it, things like that. So I'm going to be sitting here.
Not that I know very much about it.
Yeah, but we can always talk from here. Maybe you might want to push it down, then we're going to talk a little bit. Okay. Today I'm here with Professor Dr. K. Terrell. She's a professor of history education. So today is, Christmas. So Merry Christmas to everybody out there. So I would like to ask her a couple of questions regarding, the significance of Christmas and how, it is celebrated. And, so far, maybe let me begin with, the importance of significance of Christmas. I would like to start with that very questions, and perhaps whatever the questions, follow-up question we will have, and then I will follow up with that. Okay, Dr. Terrell, because I have been here in the U.S. for the last 17 years, and I know people are super excited. This is the biggest holiday, the festive day for especially Christians followers to celebrate Christmas. So I think for last 2-3 years I have been so much into it a little bit, because the day is always a big day, and I tend to compare it with the festival of lights. Hindus Tihar. That's very much of comparable with the festival of lights. So what is the significance of Christmas? How big is this festival, and why people think this is such a biggest and the day for them. So yeah, let's begin with that very question. Yeah.
That's a big question. I grew up in London, England, and so therefore my idea about Christmas is a little different from the American idea. We talk about 12 days of Christmas, and some of you may have heard the song 12 Days of Christmas. On the first day of Christmas, my true love said to me, a partridge in a pear tree, and it's a song which goes on forever and ever. But Christmas is significant in many ways, and I hear what you're saying about the Festival of Lights. When we think about where Christmas falls, it falls just after the winter solstice, which is the shortest day in the year. And so it's a time when traditionally people are moving into cold, dark winter months. And it's a time when you can look forward to spring eventually. And traditionally, Christmas is, you wouldn't know the significance, and I know you're saying the birth of Christ. Well, most people would agree that Christ wasn't born on the 25th of December. That may come as a surprise for you, because shepherds would not be watching their sheep at this time of year. They wouldn't have them out in the open. But traditionally, the 25th is viewed as Christmas. And in Europe, many people celebrate Christmas Eve as much more important than Christmas Day, which is today. But in England, where I grew up, Christmas Day was the important day and celebrated as the birthday of Christ. And we began with the opening of, we gift each other presents. And in actual fact, in England, we have, tomorrow is Boxing Day, and we don't have Boxing Day in America. And in England, we have the 12 days, so we don't take down our decorations until about the 7th of January. I was really surprised when I moved to America to see people discarding their Christmas stuff the day after Christmas. Tomorrow they'll be chucking their Christmas trees out, which really shocked me. I didn't realize that they did that here. So, and for example, in England, we call the person who brings the present Father Christmas. Here, they call him Santa Claus.
I see.
In other places, it's Saint Nicholas. You know, it's a time for singing carols, and it's a time for friends and family, and it's a time to just celebrate togetherness as well.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, you definitely answer the question that I was thinking of asking you soon, because what is the difference did you find between how the Christmas is celebrated back in London, where you are originally from, and in the US that you have been living here for quite 17, 18 years now. So you kind of already sort of gave us a little bit of a differences the way they do it. And also you pointed out that how, you know, the Christmas lasts for 12 days here in the US, and which is not how it works in London. That's what you said?
No, it's the other way around. We think about Christmas as 12 days long, and here it's sort of over and done. I think over here Thanksgiving is seen as a much more important holiday, which historically is really weird, to tell you the honest truth, because if we're thinking about the founding of America, Europeans and colonization and all that, that's 1607 with Jamestown, with starvation and people eating each other, etc., etc. But that's not something that they celebrate in America. It's more this idea of the natives and corn and all mythical stuff.
So what is the specific reason did you figure out that why they celebrate it almost like for 12 days in Britain versus American people?
It's just I have no idea. I think that Thanksgiving is the important time, whereas in England we will have roast dinner, turkey. We have Christmas pudding, which is a stodgy pudding, and in early days we used to put sixpences. We used to put coins in the Christmas pudding, which you'd be lucky if you found a coin in your Christmas pudding. And of course Christmas cakes and mince pies, which are my favorite.
And what I liked, it's so interesting, because when we go through the layers after layers of each and every religions, underneath it I see there is the same structures, meaning that the Christians have this Christmas and they have Santa Claus coming and coming with a lot of presents and things like that. And even if it doesn't align with exactly the way this Christmas works, but when I go back to festival of the lights like Tihar, where we have Lakshmi Puja, that is like worshipping goddess Lakshmi. She is also considered as the goddess of wealth. And also what we do is that we decorate and do things and turn the light on throughout the whole night, and then with the idea that the goddess Lakshmi will come visit us and visit our house and with a lot of wealth, and next day she will double the wealth that we would have there in the house, right? That is how we view it. And I kind of see this in a similar way. Somehow I tend feel like reflecting on that a little bit.
Well, do you remember that you gave me a gift today? What did you get? One of the gifts you gave me, what was it?
A jacket?
No, a jacket, and the other little gift,
purse,
a purse.
Yeah.
And I pointed out to you that when we give a purse to someone, we need to put some money in it, a tiny coin, or else it's seen as bad luck, which is really.
And I didn't even know that, which is good to know.
You found that strange, but it's also this idea of wealth coming back to you if you give someone a little gift like that.
And
but a lot of these non-Christians, we talk about pagan, and a lot of pagan holidays were celebrated at this time. And we have the mistletoe, which is a plant which grows on oak trees, and it has little white berries. And we put them up in the house in England or somewhere, and if you stand under a mistletoe, you'll get kissed. So you can get, which is really a pagan ritual,
Yeah.
but
So,
it's become part of.
So
of
for
Christmas.
Christians, so this Christmas is
Remember-
definitely the biggest day compared to Thanksgiving or
Well,
Thanksgiving?
I think that if you're thinking about Christians, I remember Christians, there are a variety of different sects, Catholics, Protestants, a whole gamut of people who call themselves Christian. And it's a special day. It's you can celebrate the birth of Jesus away in a manger, and the story of Jesus's birth is, I think, very pertinent for today, where in America we have lots of issues around immigration and stuff like that, and being kind to strangers. And the story of Jesus talks about Mary and Joseph, that's the going to Bethlehem for a census. And when they get there, everyone's gone to Bethlehem for this census. And there's no room. They can't find anywhere to stay. And so there's no room in any of the inns, because all of the people had to come to Bethlehem to get registered for this census. And eventually they found somebody who had his little hotel and inn, and he allowed them to stay in the stable, a place where cows and sheep, in a stable with straw. And that is where Jesus was born. And for Christians, he is the Son of God. And the idea that the Son of God would be born in a stable and put in a manger, something where they put straw in for animals to eat from, it's very significant that he has these very humble beginnings. And of course, later on, you've got wise men who come and visit, from the east, and bringing gold, frankincense, and myrrh. There's a lot of beauty around that story, and to remind us to, be good to strangers.
Yeah, interesting. Very insightful conversation. So I think, I really don't want to keep you too long, but I have, another question that just popped up, in my mind, that, you have been observing this Christmas quite for some time, like for years, right? So because when I go back to our own culture, our own, the festivals, we see a little bit of changes over time. The way they celebrate, the way they do things around, even the musics and the songs and the lyrics go with that. But particular, the festivals, change over time. For example, even Teej song, right? That in Hindu culture we have Teej. Like Teej songs are defined to be very folk and very traditional song, but over time they have mixed it with the very pop culture. Even colloquial and slang sorts have been used within the song. We see a little bit of changes over time, even if the culture festival is there. So do you see that kind of a changes or when people celebrate Christmas over time that we have seen so far?
Almost definitely. When I was growing up, we always had a nativity play at school where I was the angel Gabriel, and I had wings, and we have a play where somebody plays Mary and somebody plays Joseph, and there's a little baby and they're angels and all of that. And we sing Christmas carols, which, Away in a Manger, or Once in David's Royal City, or but we also have the non-Christian side where, Santa baby, slip a sable under the tree for me, or, All I Want for Christmas. And we've got lots of hits which are traditional, but, and people have updated them, and they've got new beats and new sounds. And every now and then somebody will come up with a song which becomes traditional about Christmas.
Yeah. And that's good to know that, because these things happen all across the cultures. Because how do you feel about this kind of more or less changes over time in culture, in festivals that we see, the way you grew up and now where you see, like is it okay? How positive you are about it? How do you view it?
Listen, we are not dead.
Mhm.
If we are dead, things would be static. But there is always change. And sometimes, as older generations, because I'm very old,
No,
we tend
young.
to we tend to see change as being bad sometimes.
Mhm.
But things change because we evolve, we learn. There are things that we know today which we didn't know yesterday, and
Correct, true.
things change.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't be afraid of change.
Mhm.
We may not always like it,
Mhm.
but things will change, and you can bet your bottom dollar
Mhm.
that next year and the year after things will be a little different. And that's the beauty of being alive, that things actually change. And as a historian,
Mhm.
I'm very, very
Yeah.
aware of change and seeing it as something
Yeah.
positive.
And indeed, and I
many
truly,
ways.
yeah, and I truly agree with that. And also, the world has become so globalized, like because of the internet and the advanced technology and things like that, and culture travel. That's why some of the things that we have been borrowing from a different cultures, and this is how we interact. So in course of interactions and being the world being more globalized and technologically advanced, people tend to just kind of interact with the different cultures. So in course of doing so, I think there's definitely going to be a little bit changes over time too, right?
Oh, of course.
And that's the beauty of
That's
having the world
most
smaller and
definitely.
more closed.
I
not
mean,
open, not closed.
You know,
so,
we
yeah.
we learn so much about
Yeah.
the world from each other, and I think that's a very good thing.
Yeah,
A
indeed.
very good thing.
Yeah. Yes, so before we wrap it up, it's a very short conversation. I just wanted to highlight a few things because today is a Christmas day. So someone here, not only professor of history of education, but she has been celebrating Christmas for many years now. So I thought it would be nice to bring her expertise and experiences into play for you, and also to wish you a Merry Christmas. So that was a very short conversation. Do you have anything else, Dr. Trell, before we wrap it up?
Bonne année, prospérité. I wish everybody a good and happy Christmas and a happy new year. And do you realize that the first day of the year always falls on the same day as Christmas Day? It will fall next Thursday, which should be the 1st of January.
Indeed.
New beginnings.
Yeah. Thank you very much, everyone. Don't forget to follow us here. So we will continue to having such conversations in days to come. So look forward to seeing you guys around again. So happy day and Merry Christmas. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, it was